Student fees.
Yes.
So, so you don't have any government grants that are due?
Yes, yes. To be honest, there were a lot of subvention outstanding. It was actually about 5 months subvention which were outstanding at that time.
And nobody else owes the university? All right. Kindly put measures in place to ensure that you recover your overdue.
Honorable Chair, all the amount has now been recovered. The government does not owe the university anymore.
Okay. And you mean government has paid you all your money?
Yes, please.
All right. Your current liabilities increased by 59.3%. And what are the main components of the 15.8 million in payables?
Honorable Chair, the major component of this were teaching claims. The university has a very low-level staff, so we use a lot of part-time staff, and also the lecturers receive teaching overload. So before the year end, we needed to accumulate all.
Your expenditure on compensation and goods and services keeps on increasing significantly. Are you able to tell us what measures you are putting in place to ensure that your expenditure growth is matched by improved academic and operational efficiency?
Honorable Chair, like I said, our student numbers keep on increasing, but our staff levels were rather going down. So we needed to use a lot of part-time lecturers and also teaching overload, and that is what is mainly accounting for the increase in expenditure.
So, Mr. Chair, overall, the rapid growth in financial figures is impressive, and this also calls for some strong oversight over their spendings. But auditors, are you able to confirm the various allocations that government has paid, or their subventions and all of that? I need confirmation of.
Honorable Chair, we'll be able to confirm that in a subsequent audit.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That will be all for me.
Thank you very much. Now let's go to your management issues. You signed an agreement with Frankie J. Limited about a building that was going to be built, operate, and transfer, 40-year agreement. And the rent of 3,000, annual rent of 3,000 Ghana cedis to be reviewed every 5 years. But Frankie J. has unilaterally changed the contract. What are you doing about it?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Respectfully, with your permission, I'll ask Director Development and then to...
That's fine.
Director.
Thank you, Chair. A request was made by Frank J. to vary the agreement, but we did not agree to that. So in that regard, we informed management about that, because that place was intended for a commercial facility, and a request was made to convert it into some guest house and hostel. But we have advised that the company sticks to the agreement.
But has the company done that?
Yes, please. Yes, please. So there's no activity going on. What they are doing now is still the shopping mall that we initially agreed with them.
But why did they think that they could vary without the university's approval?
Please, they wrote to us.
They wrote to you?
Yes.
That they wanted to vary it?
They had some financial difficulties in terms of getting people to hire their facilities. And we explained to them that per the agreement, they are supposed to build commercial facilities at that location. Per our land use plan, that area is supposed to be for commercial activity. So we rode back and advised them to hold on until further discussion with council or approval is given or otherwise before they can go ahead with that. Honorable Chair.
Okay, so are they paying the rent?
Yes, Honorable Chair, they are paying the rent. In all, they are supposed to pay about 157,000. As at now, they have paid about 149,000. So the only outstanding balance now is 8,000.
And how long are they going to operate this building?
Honorable Chair, the agreement started in 2012, but as we are speaking now, the project has still not been completed. It's only a section, small portion, which has been completed. Large section has been completed.
My question is, they were supposed to operate it for 40 years. Now, if it's 2012, how many years gone already? 13. So when they complete it, will they still go for 40 years, or this 13 years is part of the 40 years, or part of the agreement?
Honorable Chair, the 13 years spent is part of the 40 years.
All right, auditors, could you confirm if they are enforcing the contract?
Yes, Honorable Chair. So they are enforcing the original agreement. And so far, they have been able to recover 149,000 from the company. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Akentin Apia Minka University, you are discharged. Now let's call University of Professional Studies, Accra. Clerk, let them take their oath, please.
Okay.
I, John Procurement
swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Could you please have a seat and introduce yourself to the committee?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. I am John Procurement, the Vice Chancellor of UPSA.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Nicholas Nelson Ejay, Director of Finance.
Chairman, sir, my name is Lauren Jan, Registrar.
Chairman, my name is Baba Hanan, Auditor, Internal Auditor.
My name is Dio Daniel, Director of Procurement.
Okay, we'll start here with the financials. Honorable Frankie Ebo will start with that one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. UPSA. I'm going through your financial performance, and I must say that you're doing very, very well. In 2022, you made a profit or surplus of 72 million. And in 2023, jumped to 92 million, representing an increase of 28%, which is very, very commendable. Well done. But there are some lines, about 2 lines that we need to check. Let's look at your compensation of employees. In 2022, it was 92 million, but in 2023, it jumped to 121 million. Is it the case that you employed additional staff, or there was an increment in salaries? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. With your permission, I'll ask the Director of Finance to respond to this.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, it was increase in salaries and then payment of adjoint lecturers.
Okay, let's go, the last one here, let's go to goods and services. That increased by 96%. That's from 21 million in 2022 to 41 million in 2023. What accounted for that?
It's also as a result of payments for our teaching and learning. When you look at our teaching and learning, we incur more expenditure on teaching and learning. And also our utilities. We pay so much on utilities, especially electricity. It jumped from around 2 million to 5 million. So this accounts for payments that we incurred on goods and services.
All right. As I said, your financial performance doesn't look bad. So let's move to your financial position. There too, you are not doing bad, even though your current ratio reduced, but it's so perfect. You're so even more than the standard. The standard 2 to 1. So it's okay. The chairman, I think that they are not joking. They are doing well. I don't have much to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I want to find out about the bank charges. It went from 34,000 to 68,000. What was that for?
The bank charges are charges on our accounts. It's charges on our various accounts.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Honorable Nase, it's on paragraph 160, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Prof.
Yes, sir.
Prof, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I must commend you for your sterling leadership at UPSC.
Thank you, sir.
You are doing very, very well.
Thank you, sir.
Prof, I have some few management issues about failure to serve bond terms after study leave with pay. So I have Ms. Patience Akosuya Jibodi Kosoku and Mrs. Eugenia Nanaya Douna Brempoma, who refused to come back to serve after you sponsoring them to further their education. And I think since they are in the academia, I think it's easier to find them. So I want to know how far you have gone with the recovery, Prof.
Thank you, sir. Chairman, sir. Yes, indeed, these were some of the issues we are really dealing with, especially with people we want to develop for faculty. However, some refuse to respect the bond. So currently we have 3 of such people in our report. Ms. Patience Kosoku. Currently we have handed her over to UOCO, and we have recovered 35,000 out of the 72,000 cedis outstanding bill. Currently, what we are expecting from her is 37,000. With respect to Mrs. Eugenia Nanaya Dowona, we've also done same and used her provident fund to defray part of what her outstanding. So currently she's still owing us. In fact, unfortunately, she wrote back that she wants to come back. However, since the issue is with UOCO, we are yet to get the advice as to whether we should go ahead. And then, but we really want to recover the money through UOCO. Chairman said we also have Mr. Albert Oscar Quayson. Okay, so his own has been settled, so we don't have any outstanding bill now. Yeah, thank you.
Auditors, can you please confirm the recovery of the said amounts?
Honorable Chair, with this infraction, we have two names here. Patience Akosia Jibodi. As of now, we cannot confirm any additional payment that has been made. But with Eugenia Nanaya Dowona, we can confirm an amount of 76,843.70 that has been recovered, leaving a balance of 440,387.42. Thank you.
Auditor, please, can you go over again, please?
So with the first person, the amount to be refunded or to be recovered is 70,705. We do not have any evidence of any recovery in terms of that person. But the second person, Eugenia, we have 76,843.70 to have been recovered, leaving a balance of 440,387.42.
Thank you very much, Auditor. Prof, I think you have to tender in the evidence of payment of Kosoku to the,
thank you, sir.
To the auditor.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
But evidence has to do with his provident fund. So we've all agreed that we use his provident fund to defray part of the amount. I think we need to finish the auditors with that.
No, I mean the first person.
That Kosoku.
Kosoku.
Yeah, Kosoku, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. I wish there would be a course that we could teach the universities on how to retrieve steady leave money. Because that's the problem for all the universities. Anyway, the next infraction is on paragraph 167. Honorable Shirley Che will take that one.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This infraction is to do with unearned salary to the tune of 6,656 Ghana cedis. The auditors noted that one Albert Oscar Quayson, a former employee of the university, who vacated post on February 2023, was wrongfully paid an amount of 6,656.32 Ghana cedis. Management, your response to the auditors was that you intended to use his provident fund to pay this amount. Can you please tell the committee if you've done as you wrote to the auditors?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. This has duly been done. The amount has been settled through the usage of his provident fund.
Auditors, can you please confirm?
Honorable Chair, the provident fund was used to recover the amount. But I have to indicate that with this one and then the earlier one that we mentioned, yes, the amounts have been recovered from the provident fund, but the recommendation was that they should pay it into the Aegis recoveries account. UPS is subvented, their salaries are paid from the consolidated account. And so those monies must be retrieved from the Provident Fund and paid into the Aegis Recoveries account. And that is yet to be done. Thank you.
Prof, you understand that, right?
Chairman, sir, management has directed the Director of Finance to do that.
Yes, sir.
And, Director.
Director, you're under the bus now. Why haven't you done it?
Chairman, we were having some challenges with payment of our adjunct lectures. So we use the money to pay our adjunct lectures.
Director.
We will try and pay to the
Director. Director, this is not about trying to pay for it. We are giving you 30 days. Pay that amount of money into the consolidated account that they told you about. Director.
Well noted, Chairman.
The whole country is looking at you.
Director, if you make a surplus of 92 million Ghana cedis and you are supposed to pay 6,600, and then you sit here and say that, you were to pay your adjunct lecturers with the 6,600. Meanwhile, you have a surplus of 92 million.
Madam Chair, we will pay. We will pay into the consolidated fund.
All right, the next infraction is on paragraph 172, and Honorable Kinney will take care of that one.
Thank you, Chair. This infraction has to do with failure to use Ghana Electronic Procurement System, GANEPS, in procurement activities. The Auditor-General noted that all procurement activities for goods, works, and services undertaken by an university were not processed through the Ghana Electronic Procurement System, and directed that management should take necessary steps to implement GANEPS. Has that been done?
Chairman, sir, it's been done since October 2024 till date.
Auditor-General, can you confirm that?
Yes, the now is GANEPS.
Thanks.
Prof, you are discharged. Now let's call CK University of Technology and Applied, CK-TEDM. All right. Have you taken the oath?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, they will administer the oath.
Thank you, Chair.
Bible.
Thank you. I think you should be on your feet. Yes. So we can stand, right? We need to stand for us.
I, Albert Lugutera, swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Could you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Professor Albert Lugutera. I'm the Vice Chancellor of the CK-TEDM University of Technology and Applied Sciences.
I'm Dr. Stephen Dele Dompala, Acting Director of Internal Audit.
Yeah,
I'm Ruth Kunowe Ali, Acting Director of Finance.
I am Gilbert Ansolinan, Registrar.
Thank you very much. We are going to review your financials, and Honorable Kwesi Kwenedu will do that.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, on the financials, it seems a bit worrying, Prof. Comparing the year 2023 to 2022. And I'd like us to dwell on two issues. First and foremost, you are government subvented. So, but on the expenditure side, you also see employee compensation, which has increased significantly from 44 million to 56 million. What is the component and which categories of staffs are under these employee compensation aside the government subvention that we see in the account?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. The CKT-UTAS University, as you know, is one of the young universities. And since 2020, we have not received significant financial clearance to be able to recruit. So we do a lot of the recruitment through part-timers and also through casual staff to help us run the system. So that we pay from our internally generated funds, and that's probably the high cost. Thank you.
Okay, and also when you look at your other operational cost, that also increased significantly, Prof, about 83% as compared to the previous year. What is the component of the operating cost? If you are paying your recruitment through employee compensation, what other operational cost do you incur that has significantly increased this manner?
Prof. Chair, with your permission, kind permission, I may have to rely on my Director of Finance, Acting Director of Finance to help. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. In 2023, we introduced a number of new programs that required purchases of a lot of laboratory equipment and skills practicals. So that actually accounted for most of the operational costs. And also with the utility, especially electricity, and we also engage Garnet to provide us with internet service. So it's caused the operational cost to go high. Thank you very much.
Well, Madam, do you charge academic facility user fee and residential facility user fee?
Yes, we do.
Then probably that will be juxtaposed against your utilities, or once you are taking residential facility user fees. Because if you explain to me that because you purchase those items, if you look into the statement of financial position also, your current liabilities are increasing. They are increasing, and your current assets are reducing. So you cannot juxtapose that to me you are paying off, because if your liabilities are increasing and your assets are diminishing, it means your gearing ratio is also deteriorating, and you can see that from the statement. So juxtaposing that becomes a bit of a challenge, because if you take that ought to go into paying of these utilities and also purchasing of these equipments for them all.
Yes, that's right. Thank you very much. Even though we do the payments, we still owe because the overhead cost seems to be so high. So we do payments and we still have a lot of liabilities owing. As we speak, the internet, we've expanded the internet and we have about almost close to 800,000 still owing because of the increments in the utility bills. Thank you.
When was the internet expanded? Because we are looking at 2023 financial statement.
Prof. Chair, if I may come in as part of the high cost of the operational charges is because as a young university, our student numbers are really not high. Last year, our student population was about 4,000. And you know, we are typically a science-based university. We do not run social sciences or business. And so the numbers are few. And then the cost of running science programs are high. If you look at the equipment, you look at the reagents and the things that we need to do. Also, we are in a community where charging realistic fees is a challenge. We have one of the lowest school fees in Ghana, and yet the students are complaining. We have a situation where, for hostels, for example, our hostel fee as at 2023, I think was about 700 and something Ghana cedis a year, and the students are complaining. So obviously, they're trying to balance. Sometimes we have to cut some costs from other places to be able to make sure that the school runs. Our internet used to be about 25,000 Ghana cedis a month for Gannett. If you multiply that by the year, that's quite a bit. And then also our, apart from our internet, you talk about our utilities. Our electricity was about, I think this year we paid about 250,000 Ghana cedis for a quarter. So sometimes we have to try to balance the realities with what we have. So sometimes that's why the costs go high. Thank you.
Okay, admittedly, Prof, these explanations admittedly, but what plans do you have to stop this hemorrhage? Because if these are the realities, and we will keep moving from surpluses of about 1.6 million to a negative of about 500,000, and if it is to continue, it probably means that in the next account, we'll probably be having a greater deficit. So what strategy do you think you'll probably be able to employ so that you can stop these hemorrhages in terms of expenditure, and if not at all, not make profit, but break even?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Since last year, what we have tried to do is to engage the students so that they can appreciate the challenge we are, so that anytime we need to increase fees, it is not too much of a problem. So from the 750 Ghana cedis, I think currently we are looking at about, is it 1,800 Ghana cedis, so that it can take care of particularly the utility charges, etc. We have also tried to get the student support to be able to get, I think that if we get some of the basics, the fundamentals, running the program will not be too much, but the capital cost is one of our biggest challenge and which we are trying to address. Yes, thank you.
Okay, Prof, then I would urge you on to continue with that so that at least in the next accounting cycle, we'll probably be seeing a reduction in the deficit and also be able to sustain the school. Because it's important we have some of these technological institutions in the country for the development of this country. So, Madam Chair.
Honorable Chair, I agree with you. Thank you very much, and we'll continue to work on it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
On that, I would rest on the financials. So, Ahimkwa.
Thank you, Chair. This infraction has to do with failure to obtain VAT invoices for contract payment to a tune of 17,716 Ghana cedis. The auditors noted that management paid a total amount of 98,611 to Mrs. Ganseb Enterprise for fabrication and fixing of metal doors and burglar proof at Medical School Block, but failed to obtain a VAT invoice. So this resulted in the amount of loss I quoted earlier. So auditors recommended to management to recover the VAT amount of the 17,716 Ghana cedis from the contractor and pay same to the Ghana Revenue Authority. Management response. Management responded that the VAT is not charged on works. But the auditor still stands that the agreement with reference number CKT-UTAS stroke VC stroke ETC stroke UC 0.8 volume 1.5/137 and dated 27th March 2023 provided for the contract price inclusive of VAT. The contract price inclusive of VAT was fully paid to the contractor, who is therefore enjoined to issue a VAT invoice and remit the VAT component to GRA. So now there are two conflicting stands. Management is saying that VAT is not supposed to be paid on the works done. And then the auditors are also saying that the VAT was inclusive. So once it was inclusive, the contractor has to remit that amount. What is your take?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I think that my review of this is that this is a goods and service contract, which normally do not attract VAT. Pardon? Sorry, it's work, sorry. It's work, which normally do not attract VAT. Unfortunately, the letter we wrote, which the auditors are holding on to, specified that it was VAT inclusive. And I think that's where the challenge is coming from. But I think from the records we have, the contractor did not include VAT in the bill he submitted for us to pay. And that's why it's been difficult to charge him the VAT for it. Thank you.
So what has happened? Have you complied by the directive of the auditors?
Not yet. We have tried to explain to them our position that the bill that we paid did not include VAT. And therefore, it's been difficult to get VAT from somebody. We didn't pay him the VAT.
The auditors, this is what he's saying, that the letter you quoted has no component of the VAT that you are claiming was inclusive. Do you have the letter here?
No.
The agreement letter, do you have it here?
The letter.
No,
Honorable Chair.
We need to get the letter.
Honorable Chair, if I may, I have admitted that the letter we wrote to the contractor included VAT. However, the payment we paid to the contractor was VAT exclusive.
So somebody has to pay the VAT?
Because it was works, it wasn't, they were not supposed to charge the VAT, but somehow the
Who
letter
said they were not supposed to charge a VAT? That's illegal. Who says they are not supposed to pay VAT? The contractor or you?
That's what we learned, so sorry.
Oh, Prof, please. Prof, if you don't know something, you find out. And we don't assume over here. I mean, if I'm in your class, even when you tell me something, I'll verify on the network. So please, Prof. And if you are trying to find out about that, find out from the right people. You call GRA, and then they'll walk you through the process. 17,716. So who's going to pay? You should have collected from the contractor, and also. Okay, Alaji Bawa will say something.
Sir, Mr. Chairman, since the Vice Chancellor is saying that the amount they paid to the contractor excluded the VAT, meanwhile the contract indicated that it was VAT inclusive, then the university should go and pay the VAT to the VAT service or the GRA. I think that's the position of the law. If you didn't pay, if you didn't include it to the contractor, then you have to go and pay, because that was per agreement.
This whole thing is something. So how much was paid? How much did the institution pay to the contractor? Because the agreement letter has it as a component. So it's a bulk. So now your response, you are saying you paid the contractor without that component. So where is it, and how much did you pay to the contractor?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I may have to ask my Acting Director of Finance to give the details of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The contractor gave us a price quotation of 38,601, 611 Ghana cedis, 20 pesos. VAT nil, and we paid him the total of 98,611 Ghana cedis, 20 pesos, because he didn't charge VAT in the invoice. Thank you.
Chairman, per the law, I'm going.
Madam, Madam, if Finance Director, if I may find out, what was the entire contract amount that you paid minus the VAT?
The entire contract amount, the contract is a works contract. I called the procurement officer to understand how this happened, and he said it was a works contract, which they do not charge VAT. So when they invited the price quotation, the contractor gave a total contract sum of 98,611, 20 pesos, excluding VAT, because the procurement said the contractor was aware that with works services, they do not charge VAT, so he didn't include VAT. But in issuing the contract letter, according to the procurement, I think that is where the error might have occurred, because they issued the contract letter stating that they are awarding him including VAT.
Madam, I'm sorry to barge in. The school pay their VAT, and then we move on. Next infraction is on
Thank you,
paragraph 139, and Alajiba will take care of that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The third infraction relates to overpayment to a supplier. And the narration is that you entered into a contract worth 61,803 cedis, 30 pesos in October 2022 with Arena G Services to supply 1,300 yards of branded grassack cloth at a unit cost of 39 cedis per yard. Meanwhile, the actual price for the cloth for normal supply was 27 cedis per yard. So, but if you are going to buy it for fast track, so that the cloth will supply within 1 to 2 months, then you have to pay 39 Ghana cedis per yard. Meanwhile, you pay the contractor, but the cloth was not supplied fast track as you entered into the contract. So it took about 3 months before the cloth was supplied. So that was the normal time, as we should have, normal time. So the auditors are saying that since the cloth was not supplied fast tracked, but rather it was supplied at the rate at which you have bought it at normal price, you should pay the difference of on that, which amounts to 18,548 Ghana cedis. So that was the recommendation of the auditors. So let me find out, have you paid this money?
Honorable Chair, with your kind permission, I would like my Director of Finance to answer this one. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. I inquired how this happened, and I was told that it was at the time GRASAC went into the contract. When the goods were supplied, the old executive by then had left office, and they needed to pay. But because they left office, the new executive, they hadn't done their change of signatories. So management needed to pay on their behalf, write the check on their behalf. Thank you very much.
Madam, the contract price at the time of purchase, they wanted to buy it express. That was why they paid 39 cedis. Meanwhile, the thing did not come express, so you should pay the normal price. Why did they go on to pay for express when the thing was supplied at the normal time?
Honorable Chair, I think it's an error that we need to get the money back from the contractor. I must add that the acting director of finance just took over office, so she's not privy to the details of what happened at that time. So also is myself. I was not in charge at that time, so we will take time to recover the cost. Thank you.
So when are you recovering this money from the contractor? Give us time.
Honorable Chair, as soon as I leave this place, I will look at it and write to recover the money from the contractor as soon as possible. Immediately, in fact. I will do that right now.
The Chairman, the Vice Chancellor said you will recover the money. So maybe if you can give him some time to recover the money. He said immediately, yes. Is the contractor still working with you?
Honorable Chair, with your kind permission, I'm trying to verify the name of the contractor, but I doubt if he continues to work with us. Yes.
Vice Chancellor, you have another issue with the Ramok Cave, and they came with invalid GRA tax and SNATE clearance certificates. Why would you allow that?
Honorable Chair, again, like I said, this was not, at this moment, I was not in charge as the Vice Chancellor, but I immediately took responsibility when this was brought to my attention during the exit conference of the external auditors. We immediately wrote to the company to tell him that this is what had been detected. And we're holding the company responsible for that. The company replied saying that they were also shocked that this happened. But nonetheless, we took steps to write for the company to be blacklisted so that we do not do any work with the company as well. And then we have referred it to our legal officer so that they will take the necessary steps to deal with it. So that's what we have done even before this one.
That's what you have done?
Yes, Honorable.
Okay. Yes, you realize that you have serious issues with your procurement?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
And they use some of these papers, Ordinahon and Empire. Okay, I think we also need to refer that to GRA to get involved and then go after this company. And the recommendation was for you to officially write to Ramok Cave Limited to blacklist them for taking part in any future procurement process at the university. Have you done that?
Yes, Honorable Chair, we have done that.
All right. We have to send that one to GRA. Okay, so that will be done. You are discharged. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Now, can we call Winneba, University of Education, Winneba?
I swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Would you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Good morning, Honorable Chair and members. I'm Stephen Jobson Mitchell, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Education, Winneba.
I'm Prince Eric Amasu, Deputy Finance Officer.
Please, my name is Sekou Abidibua for Registrar.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. I'm Senyo Akoli, Finance Officer.
Good morning. I'm Charles Eden Bejura, Deputy Finance Officer.
Could you turn your microphone off, please? We'll start with the financials, and Honorable Akwesi Konedu will handle that for us.
Prof, welcome, sir. Prof, looking at your financial statement and financial position, the financials for now, and there are two quick things that I probably would want us to talk about. First and foremost, your expenditure under the non-teaching goods and services is increasing. What is the component of your non-teaching? Because here you have separated them clearly. You have the non-teaching and the teaching. So the teaching, it increased by that one because of the lecturers and the rest. We probably would understand that. But for the non-teaching, what are the components? Because from 20 to 37 million is almost about a 17 million, 87% jump. What constitutes that, Prof?
Honorable Chair, with your permission, I would like my finance officer to address this question.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. That increase was driven largely by four main items. The major driver was staff training and development, which increased by about 7 million within the period under consideration. Then we also have repairs and maintenance, which saw about 1 million increase. Then we also have utilities, that also increased by about 1.2 million. And final one was vehicle running expenses, which was also increased by about 1 million. So largely, those were the four major things that drove that increase. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director. But Director, the first item you spoke about was staff training and development. Wouldn't that sit perfectly well with your goods and services for teaching, rather than sitting with the non-teaching? Because for staff training, that will fit directly into teaching. Because if you have it under non-teaching, I think a bit curious.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, if the training and the staff development related to teaching staff, then, Honorable Chair, that would have been the position. But this one was on local conferences and seminars for the non-teaching staff. Thank you.
Okay, Prof. And the second one and the last one I would want us to look at is still this is perceiving greater worry for me because it keeps increasing. Your current assets are reducing, but your current liabilities are also reducing. Although I can see a movement upwards in your non-current asset, but the percentage as compared to that of your liabilities and commensurate, 23 against 58. And if also your assets, current assets are reducing, that is worrying because it means you're accumulating more debt, which is affecting your gearing, your current ratio. You look at it from 12 to 7.4%. So what are you doing to reduce these liabilities and build up more buffer to be able to meet your short-term obligations?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, the major thing that shot up the payables or the current liabilities was payroll payables. At that time, by 31st December 2021, we were in arrears for almost 6 months. But, Mr. Chairman, that has been reversed. As we speak today, we owe only the October payroll that we have to pay. Thank you very much. And on the receivables, so we've done.
Paragraph 225, the auditors noted a total payment of 5.8 million over. You indicated that the university, after the issue was brought to your attention, established a committee to investigate and further discovered that over 28 million was spent outside the budget on allowances to management members. Some people have been sanctioned. Can you brief the committee on the actions that you have taken, those who have been dismissed, and what you have done so far to recover the entire amount as indicated by the auditors?
Honorable Chair, the management and the council set up this disciplinary board to investigate it, and subsequently, disciplinary measures were meted out, to them. Council also directed that those who were involved should refund the money. Management did that, reminded us several times. They were not responding to it. So the matter was referred to Yoko to support us to recover those amounts. And we have documents to that effect.
Mr. Chair, if you can kindly provide us with the specific, how much have you retrieved so far? Because auditors noted 5.8 million, your committee further discovered 28 million. So how much have you been able to retrieve as of today?
Unfortunately, Honorable Chair, we've not been able to retrieve, even a penny.
Mr. Chair, the auditors recommended your committee found people culpable. You dismissed some of them, wrote to their professional bodies, but did not
both to punish them and retrieve the money.
But Prof,
You haven't retrieved anything.
Yes.
Why?
It is like you write to or you approach a debtor to pay you what owns you. And
So you just pay whatever. And your commission found out that you paid 28 million.
Illegally.
Meetings, what actually constituted the payment of the honorarium to the tune of 28 million?
I would like my effort to throw more light on that one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
What Yoko? Has Yoko
already gotten involved?
Yes.
How long ago?
Oh, but almost a year.
Almost a year.
Evidence that Yoko is involved? Did they give you any?
Please, we do have evidence to that.
Where is the evidence?
We have the letters here.
Yoko gave you that?
That's letters that we wrote to Yoko. I have also been on WhatsApp communication with the officer who was assigned to it, and as and when they need us to provide further information, they invite us to do that.
Sir, when Yoko gets involved, they will give you a letter that we are involved with this or we've taken these documents.
They have been writing to us.
Eh?
They have been writing to us, especially when they need an officer to go and support them with
there are investigations.
Okay, then we'll allow Yoko to handle that and give the information to the auditors.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I've already referred to. Oh, AG will be better on that one. So Yoko can get involved. Attorney General will take over. Okay. Yes. Somebody has to pay 28 million. Hey, we didn't watch it between at all. The next one is Honorable Shirley Che, 232.
Honorable Chair, these are issues that happened, in the past. And I must let you understand it. These are not current issues. The issues that happened, in the past.
Sir, in that case, those who were there when it happened,
yes.
Attorney General will get them all.
Yes, I just want to provide further explanation.
Oh, no problem. That it wasn't your time.
We are on the television and,
That it wasn't your time.
So somebody may get it wrong.
Prof, respectfully, we mentioned that this report was for 31st December 2024.
Thank you very much.
And you also mentioned that you just assumed position. So clearly, everybody knows that this was not when you were there.
Prof, it happened in 2022. So it's not you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. This is to do with the use of honor certificates totaling 400,000. The management paid an amount of 400,000, which they described as Vice Chancellor's additional protocol expenses to a number of stakeholders of the university on 17th January 2020. The amount we were not able to ascertain if the amount was spent in the interest of the university, so those culpable were asked to pay. Yet again, your management response was that you've referred the matter to the Governing Council and you were seeking for a refund from those that were indicted. I would like to know, have you been able to retrieve the amount?
No, Honorable Chair. I think it's all part of those honorarium, issues. But in this particular case, 400,000 was retired using honorary certificates. And that's the crack of the matter. I mean, if you buy an item 400,000 and you cannot support it with proper documentation, then there's a problem, somewhere. If you buy tomatoes at the market, you can, to some extent, maybe one or two, you can support it with honor certificate. But buying items worth 400,000 is problematic, and supporting it with honor certificate is problematic. And you've not been able to retrieve it. And so it has also been referred to ROCO. They are dealing with it.
I would like to know, is there a reason why you are unable to retrieve? Is it the case that those that were given the monies are no longer with the institution? Or, I don't know, what other reason? What's the reason for you not being able to?
They are no longer with the institution.
All those found culpable are no longer with the institution?
Some were sacked. Some were sacked.
And the others?
In fact, the appointment were terminated. Some were, about 2 were interdicted. And so that was internal punishment. And that does not free them from the criminal aspect of the issue. And so they are supposed to refund the money. We've written to them, reminded them, but they are not responding. And so we referred it to Iroko.
Okay, Prof, you've assumed office and you've seen the kind of infractions that have gone on with your predecessor. We hope that we will not have you seated here next time answering questions. So please put in measures that will curtail all these. Thank you very much.
So this one is, you gave that one to Yoko, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then it will also add it to the AG's Attorney General's office will recommend that they look into this one too and then prosecute whoever is responsible. The next infraction is on paragraph 237 on honorable pay to.
Chair, thank you. This infraction is about unaccounted facility user fee, totaling 154,184 Ghana cedis were collected, and then that said amount has been misappropriated by one Mr. Frank Apo. The auditors suggested that, the recommendation suggested that you make every meaningful effort to, recover the amounts from him. As at February, Apo and Pius, there are two people, yes. As at February 2024, the auditors were saying that 130,883.17 has so far been recovered, and then the matter is with Yoko. So I want to know, what about the rest? Have you been able to recover, or still you've not done it?
Honorable Chair, please, as at April 2024, we had collected so far 139,091 cedis, and the gentleman was sacked. We are left with 15,092 cedis, yet to be paid, and we are pursuing him to pay it.
Okay, thank you. 139,000 totally collected as
at April 2024.
Okay, balance about 15,000 plus, roughly. Now, you just say that the gentleman has been sacked. So how do you correlate with him to pay the balance?
Yoko is helping us to do that.
All right. So we'll add that one too. You say Yoko has that one, 15,000, and they are paying, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So University of Education, Winneba, you are discharged.
Thank you very much.
This time we call University of Media, Arts and Communications, Film and Television Institute. Please, clerk, administer the oath.
I, Francis Obin, swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please introduce yourself to the committee.
Honorable Chair, my name is Professor Samuel Manasseh Irinchi, Director of the Institute of Film and Television of UNIMAC, University of Media, Arts and Communication. Thank you.
My name is Oba Penin Edu Oforiwa, the Acting Registrar of UNIMAC.
Francis Obin, the Director of Finance.
Emmanuel Brown, the Finance Officer, Institute of Film and Television, UNIMAC.
Okay, Honorable Abnasari, Oseasa will take care of that.
Yeah, thank you. What we have before us is just your financial performance and your financial position. You don't have any management issues. So I hope you keep it up, and then moving forward, when they come to audit you, it will just be your financial performance and position and not management issues. But I have a few quick questions that I want to ask you. I realized your fixed assets went down by almost 700,000. Did you sell some assets in your university?
Yes, Honorable Chair, the difference came because of two areas. The first one is the normal depreciation, which we don't expect the difference to be so big. But the key significant difference that it's coming on board is the fact that we had a number of studio equipment that had become obsolete. So management agreed with the auditors and they were impaired, and that explains why there is a huge reduction. So as management is through the budget window and also through Ministry of Education to make sure that we equip our labs so that our students can have the right laboratory equipment to operate with. Thank you.
Yes, but well, I saw a fall in your assets, or you disposed some of your assets, and also you wrote off some through depreciation, and your revenue went up. So you had, you moved your revenue from a total of 9.5 million in 2021 to 14.4 million in 2022. I hope in subsequent years you invested some of your revenue in some fixed assets, as we will see in the 2023 or 2024 reports. And I must also commend you that in 2021 you had a deficit position of 336,000 Ghana cedis, and then you reduced that and made some surplus of 129,000 Ghana cedis. I hope that trend is continuing. Are we going to see something different in your 2023-2024 reports?
Yeah, Chair, we expect that it should continue. But unfortunately for us, for 2023, the bottom line in this case, the result, surplus though, but not significant, in the sense that if you come to IFT in particular, our major challenge, one, we don't have many students. The students are just about 600. But they are renting an office accommodation. So you go to IFT, you see the structure there. There's one particular structure that belongs to a private person, and we are paying rent. Recently on the Vice Chancellor's table, there is a monthly demand rent to the tune of $10,000 a month, which of course can wipe any income that will be generated by the university. And because of that, through GTech, we are working with Ministry of Education, and we believe that government will come and support us. Thank you. All right.
So you don't have buildings of your own?
They have, but there is one particular, if you go to IFT cantonment where they are, general administration, the whole general administration belonged to somebody. I think the person had a certain relationship with the university and said that you could be using it as a certain rate, which was affordable at that time. But the person is passed on and gone. Family members will no longer want to keep that relationship, and that's how come they are demanding market-driven rent, which is becoming difficult for the university to pay. So that is the problem that we may face in 2023 going forward. But because we've been put together, now it's IL, languages, journalism, and IFT. The global position that we will present subsequently will be able to consume the losses that will come up from IFT. So we don't expect the position to be the same. All right.
We should support you make a case to the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Finance to help you cure this rent issue. Otherwise, it will eat up all the monies that you raise. But I can see that the university is making do with what they have, and they are coming out with positive, with a surplus. So gladly, I think the Ministry of Finance will be willing to support you in this regard. But whatever it is, try as much as possible to contain any loss that would come as a result of this. And like I have seen here, that you are able to pay your short-term liabilities by almost twice
Yes,
what
Chair.
you have.
Chair,
I
Chair.
want you to maintain or make it better.
Thank you,
And
Chair.
I wish you well.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We are grateful for the admonishment and the advice, the support as well. Thank you.
You are discharged.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
And so on this note, we'd like to bring today's hearing to an end. And we're looking at tomorrow, the 6th of November 2025. We'll be looking at the technical universities. Accra Technical University, Temale Technical University, Bolgatanga Technical University, Dr. Hila Liman Technical University, Ho Technical University, Takrade Technical University, University of Energy and Natural Resources, University of Health and Allied Sciences, Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, Kumasi Technical University, Sunyani Technical University, Cape Coast Technical University, and Koforidua Technical University. So I'd like to thank everyone who attended upon us. We thank our stakeholders, the audit service, our media, and as well as our hard-working members who make sure we sit here and deliver on our mandate. Thank you very much.